And I would call that inferential science. And that occurs when you have a certain amount of data where you got some observations and you arrive at a conclusion that can't be tested. You can't actually set up the experiment and do it all over again. For example, forensic science. Forensic science, let's say they found my fingerprints all over the inside of an apartment that had recently been robbed. Well, you can't actually go back and literally reproduce that situation that occurred, let's say 3 days ago. You can't go back in time. But you can make, it's not a very big inductive leap to conclude that I was in that apartment recently, at least. It doesn't prove that I was the guy who stole the stuff, but it does constitute evidence, and it's an inductive conclusion. Nobody saw me put my fingerprints there. There's other ways your fingerprints can get in an apartment, but the probability that I was there, given that my fingerprints are all over the place, is very high. It's a solid conclusion, or a reasonably good conclusion in science. So a lot of times in science, we may have more than one explanation for a phenomenon, but one of those explanations is highly probable and the others are much less probable. And therefore, we can make a good inductive conclusion. But the bigger the inductive leap, the more sketchy our conclusions become.